Hi you guys, it's your girl Natalie, the one true diamond, coming at you with Friday Chit Chat. Yes, it's Friday, and it's Friday. It's Friday. Woo woo! I get 2 days off. I ain't gotta drive to work. I do not have to drive to work. But look, I'm gonna be driving to the store. Oh, I don't know, but y'all know some weekends I be lazy. I don't even go out in the house. I be like, I have all good intentions on going out, but then I be like, forget that. I don't feel like running behind that deal today, and I won't go out. Oh, it's pretty. I like it. It was a gazebo, and they had it sitting like in a wooded area. You could just sit back and relax and read a book. If the bugs wouldn't get you. That's the thing I don't like about outside, you guys. I know I'm off the subject. I know I switched it up just that quick. You gotta, on my channel, you gotta learn to follow. You gotta turn when I turn. You gotta roll when I roll. Okay? All right. Now that we got that straight, let's get into the video. Okay? Yes, they had a gazebo outside. Roadkill, and a possum was on the road, dead, poor thing. Oh God, oh, I hate them things. Oh my God, here I go. Did you get the switch? Did you get it? Did you get it? Did y'all get with it? All right, quick learners, okay? And I had my oldest son, I didn't have my baby boy yet, and I had moved out into my first apartment. Oh my God, they call them they used to call the houses gunshot houses, so I'm calling this a gunshot apartment, okay? You open up the front door and you can shoot straight through all the rooms, okay? That's how it was, okay? That's the kind of apartment it was, okay? I was young. Well, semi-young. Some people at the age I was had it all together. I had my first son when I was 21, so I'm thinking I probably was like 22, 23 maybe when I got my first apartment, because I tried to move out before then because his dad was trying to convince me to move out and get my own place, and boy, I was trying to look, but my mom was like, you ain't taking that baby out of here and going live in no projects with that baby. We come from the country, y'all. We had moved into the city where they, had project houses and stuff, but we weren't living in the projects. But they had project. There's nothing wrong with project houses. Don't y'all get me wrong. Don't get me wrong, okay? But the ones up there, coming from the country, you hear all kind of stories. So we thinking everybody bad up in them projects coming out the country, okay? One way in, one way out to get to your house. Yeah, okay, you know what I'm talking about. Okay, so now that we got that clarified, she's like, you ain't going over there in that projects with that baby. And I'm like, la, 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 la. So I did not go. So their apartment came up that was right behind the house where she was living. So she felt okay with that. And where she felt okay with that. And so I just brought back something scary to me. But I'll tell y'all this story first. Okay. Then we'll talk about that one. But it just, a memory just came back and I was like, oh my God. Yeah, but the apartment came up. It's the kind where you open up the door and you could just shoot straight through it. Because there was the living room. Then you walk through your living room into your bedroom, into the kitchen, and then a little off to the side was the bathroom. That's how small my first apartment was. And I don't even know why I got on that subject of talking about that. Woo, embarrassing moment, a senior moment, okay? But I was saying that most people might have been more mature than I was back then, because I was going to say something about the age and maturity level at 22, 23. Anyway, I was out on my own in a little small apartment. Don't know where I was going with it, so I didn't even roll with myself. I didn't even keep up with the roll. Then Like, what was in the world was I going to talk about my first apartment and maturity level for? Anywho, Mom didn't want me moving the projects, so I didn't move in the projects, and my very first apartment was a gunshot apartment. Okay, now on to the next story. I think that story threw me off for what I really was talking about, but the next thing was my son in that same apartment. Okay, the way that house was set up, and I don't know why that man did it, was just ghetto fabulous. I'm gonna tell you, at his work, at his best, but that's all I could afford. Okay, that my mama felt like I was safe in, that I could move out and be grown. Okay, oh yeah, I think I was gonna talk about their dad. I was like, I'm glad I didn't move out when he wanted me to move out when I first had my son, because I would have been full of babies. I'm not lying, because if anybody can have a baby, if you want to have a baby and you're having a hard time with having a baby, y'all look him up. Look up my baby daddy. I ain't calling no names on here, but y'all, if y'all want to know, hit me up and let me know, because that boy is potent about a baby. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Oh my goodness, every time I turn around, he was having some babies somewhere. I'm like, okay, if you have got some fertile sperm, okay. And even when my kids had got old, this one girl came up and she was like, who he looked like? And I'm like, you know, like that. And she told me, yeah, I got a baby by Joe. I said, girl, I did call his name, but you don't know his last name. I was like, girl, don't you have no more children? Don't you let that boy fill you full of babies now. I'm telling you. And lo and behold, I seen her again. She was pregnant again. I'm like, girl, I told you, don't. He don't like take care of Jared. He don't like be no good father. He's not a good father figure. And now I see him posting on Facebook. And Derek showed me a post. Well, he had posted on Facebook, and he's trying to change his life around. You know. And sometimes does that? Am I wrong? Because I'm always talking about God forgives, God saves, God this. But it makes me so angry that you avoided my children all their life. You were not a father figure to them. You were not in their lives, but then you're going to get up and tell your other son that you were not a father figure to him, and you know that. And the one that he was actually in the home with, he decided to, I guess, stay with their mom or whatever. After he played both of us, he went with their mom. Thank God, though. I'm not angry or bitter. Don't say, oh, Miss Natalie's a bitter black woman. No. Thank God I bypassed all the things that poor girl went through with him. So, but it makes me angry that you and my children's birthday have come up. I ain't seen you post nothing about I love you, son, or I'm sorry I wasn't there in your life. But the ones who you were in the household with, which I'm sure you were not there because of the lifestyle you were living, I'm quite sure you were not there. But it just makes me angry, and I'm like, God, he avoided my children. He didn't even pay them any mind. He didn't even do it. Here I go with this whiny, sad story. I know God is like, did I not take care of your children? Did you not make it through with your children? Did y'all not do okay? I'm sure that's what God is probably reinforcing. But I'm like, and he can just come up and he can be forgiven. You know, that's the thing about grace and forgiveness. No matter what you have done, God will forgive you. He will take you up under his grace and forgive you. And it's to the point where we have to forgive, but it still makes me angry. And the Bible says, be angry, but sin not. So it says we can be angry, but just don't sin within the anger, okay? So I'm angry within myself about that. Is that, what about your other two boys? You got two grandkids that you don't even know anything about, and it's sad because Derek saw him the other day, not the other day, but this has been a while back, and told him, your boys got kids, you got a little granddaughter, you got a grandson, and no connection, no try to reach out, or I want to see my grandkids, I want them to know who their grandfather, which my boys is like, I was talking to my oldest son, and I was just telling him, what I was going through about my brothers being still angry with my dad when he passed away and didn't accept him because of how he had left when we were children and did not raise us. And they didn't find that point of forgiveness with him. And, Jordan looked me straight in the eye and he was like, Mom, He said, I would feel the same way about that man. I said, because he ain't never do anything for us. And, you know, and it just made me think, I'm like, well, I guess it is hard. It takes a lot to forgive. It really do. It's easy to hate, but it takes a lot to forgive. You know, so we have to pray and ask God to help us, to give us a forgiving heart, a forgiving spirit, a forgiving mind, you know, because, you know, we don't want to take that hatred with us and that it consumes us and kills us. And, you know, and I told him, I said, yes, you would go, because I would make you go. He looked at me like, man, you must think I'm still 5. That's how he looked at me. Oh, I'm like, yeah, you would go, because that's your dad, you know, no matter what he done to you or for you, you cannot hate him, because he is still a part of you, you know. So, but I can't be mad at them. And I realize that, talking about my son or my brothers, because it takes a lot to forgive, because for a while it took me a long time to forgive my daddy for not being there. So yeah, so perfectly understand. But anyway, back to the story about my son in that apartment. Boy, did I get off on a tangent. So, he could get himself out the way that door was, because it was like the screen door was on the inside. Don't ask me why they did that. And then there was a hard door on the outside. So in order to get fresh air, you would have to have the hard door propped open and the screen door, the latch. But it was one of those little old-timey latches. Did anybody grow up in the country and your grandma had the little screen door, the wood screen door with the screen in it, not the glass, but just the screen, and you had the little latch that kind of latched over. All you had to do is push that latch up and walk. I didn't realize my baby was up that tall where he could do it, and he did. And I had went in the bathroom. He was in the living room, and oh my God, I come out, he wasn't there, and I was calling him and looking for him. And then when I went, I said, maybe he's hiding. So I was in the house, not that the apartment was that big, in the house looking for him. And then when I come out, I was looking all outside in our front yard, didn't see him. I went around the side of the building, and in the side of the building there's a street, and then there's a main street where there's traffic. And there was a church that sit on the corner, but it's on the same side of the street. The guy from the church was walking with him, bringing him back. I'm like, oh my God, thank you, Jesus. Oh my God, my baby could have been stolen. He could have been hit by a car or anything. That scared me to death. And from that day forward, I never propped that door open again. I was like, no way, we will never get fresh air in this apartment, because I cannot do that. So what happened was, the girl next door, no, I got her apartment from the beginning. She moved out and I got her apartment from the beginning. Never mind, scratch that out. I moved across the street to a different apartment, is what that was, and it was just better. And by then I had both of the boys by then, because yeah, daddy came back by in the gunshot apartment, and here I go. With child. I'm with child. Yes, I was like retributions. I was with child again. So, yeah, that's how that went down. And, yeah, so, anywho, that was my morning chit-chat, you guys. Hope y'all enjoyed it or got something out of it. Because I don't know where I was taking the first part of that story at, but maybe I got around to it. Maybe I got around to why I was taking it to that point. I don't know. I got to go back and listen to this video and see why I was taking it there. I don't know. It's embarrassing. But anyway, you guys, I hope you guys have a wonderfully blessed day. It is Friday. You can just look for, y'all, we're getting storms here. Those storms that hit, oh my God, Mississippi. Y'all pray for those people. Won't it, Mississippi? I was kind of listening to it as I was doing other things, but I think it was Mississippi, the little tornadoes. Oh my God, y'all pray for those people that were affected by those tornadoes, storms. And we're supposed to be getting that weather here today. If you can't tell how the sky has an overcast on it, but it has not started as of yet. So anyway, you guys, just remember to always give God some praise. Give him some thanks for waking you up this morning, starting you on your way, giving you another chance to get it right. I'll see you in the next video. Bye. Okay, guys, I'm back. I had to go back and look and see what it was I was talking about. That old opossum that was laid in the road dead, okay? Reminded me of this big, fat opossum. Oh, my God. Y'all know opossums can get big, right? he was big and his tail was, I know, I can't even get it in the screen. That's how long that tail was. Me and my baby was coming home because I had work nights. He was up on my porch. He's scared. I'm scared because you know when lights hit them, how they do, they be like froze. They don't move. It's like they freeze. I guess that's why they call it playing a possum when you're playing sleep. Yeah. But he was playing it right. He was like, talking about, oh my God, what I'm going to do? How I'm going to get my baby in the house? How I'm going to get in the house? How I'm going to get my baby and me in the house and the possum on the porch? It was dramatic. Dramatic. Yeah, I was a drama queen. I ain't even going to say traumatic. It was dramatic. I'm like, oh God. And something says, calm down and blow the horn. So I blew the horn, and the little fat, nasty, long-tailed opossum took off running. So yeah, so that is my story, and that's where I was going to.